Hi, my name is Mark and I'm one of the Fuji Guys. Today I'm at Fuji Speedway near Mount Fuji with a Fuji camera, and I thought I'd pass on a little technique known as panning. So why pan? The main reason for panning is just to make sure that your fast-moving image still looks fast once you've frozen it in a moment of time in your picture. If you shoot at 1,000th of a second on a car on the side, you will see all the spokes in the wheel and the car will look like it's parked, which is just exactly the opposite of what you're trying to portray in your image. So you use panning to get over this. So basically, you set your camera to shutter priority. So on most X-series cameras, you just basically change the shutter dial. So I'm just going to start with 1/125, 125th of a second. I'm going to set my aperture to auto because I don't really care, to be honest, and I'll explain in a moment why I don't really care. And then in this case, I'm going to just use an ISO of, I think I'm probably going to use 200 ISO because when I'm using using a slow shutter speed, it should be fun. For focusing, I'm using manual focus, and what I'm actually going to do is manually focus using the back button on the part of the road where I want the car to actually be when I take the shot. So I've set the camera to 1/30th of a second on the shutter speed. I'm not too worried about the aperture because everything that's not the thing that I'm trying to isolate with the motion is going to be kind of blurred anyway. So whether it's out of focus or blurred, doesn't really make a huge difference. So aperture is set to auto, shutter speed is set to 1/30th. I've also got 2 stops under on the exposure compensation. It's more of a personal preference than anything else. And then basically the biggest key to shooting in this method, and the hardest thing that you'll find when you start doing it yourself, is we are kind of hard programmed as photographers to hold our cameras perfectly still. But that is exactly you've got to shoot and keep moving. So you find the rhythm of the car and you shoot and you keep moving with the car. And this way you don't shoot and hold still, because if you shoot and hold still, you get a kind of a half sharp, half not sharp image. 1/30th of a second, you probably find your hit rate isn't particularly high. But the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you become. And if you find that 1/30th is too challenging, then feel free to drop to 1/60th or even 1/125, at least until you build the confidence and have, because obviously you got a little bit more play with you can be a little bit less accurate and still get a sharp image. So as I've not had a great deal of success at 1/30th, I'm changed to 1/60th now, so let's see how I get on. I'm also not quite used to the focal length because I'm actually shooting with the tele conversion, the 1.4 adapter on the 50 to 140. So I'm slightly closer than what I was sort of expecting, but I suppose I could zoom out, but I want to be as close to the action as I can. So let's try this one. So in terms of focusing, I'm actually using manual focus, and what I've done is I've manually focused on the part of the road where I want the car to be as I take the shot. So that focusing element I can completely disregard. All I need to worry about is basically making sure that I have a smooth panning motion. Sharp shot, like that. Okay, so I hope you found this small guide helpful and it's given you something that you can go out and practice with your X-Series camera. I'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Mark and I've been one of the Fuji Guys.